guys, just got to the Shop Inc. after LS Fest. We had a great time, did some pit bike racing, things like that. I got to race Cletus again and Kyle, hung out with those guys. Now we are back at the Shop Inc. We're gonna go over some things on Sketchy. Turns out we have some good news. Chad will go over that. Guess I was informed that Chad's at his other side of his building over here, so we're gonna go in on the other side and walk on in, see what Sketchy looks like. All right, we're inside. You see the Mr. Chad over there. Sketchy is all torn apart. Oh boy. So, Mr. Chad, tell everybody what you found while I was out having fun at LS Fest, and you were in here ripping this apart, you and the good Maddie.
Maddie, yeah, my guys are awesome. I was honestly expecting to find a cracked sleeve, and luckily that's not what we found. So, block looks really good. Didn't really definitively find, like, oh my god, there's a blown head gasket, but we sent the heads off. The cylinder number one that had the injector issue and the melted plug had a little bit of signs of being lean, so we're gonna have Wishman Performance do the heads and put new gaskets on it and have her all ready.
She still looks pretty. So next time we see this, we'll probably be getting ready for
Cletus and cars.
And you're coming to that?
As far as I know, yes.
You're going to it.
Yes.
I'm gonna make you go to it. I need you there. I mean, we are gonna run some times on this thing.
I will be there.
I need you there to help me tune this, get this thing back in the 8s again. So after we're all finished up.
Hopefully we'll be well into the 8s.
Well into the 8s. I like your thinking there. That's the underneath of the old Sketchy. Lots of
Gonna replace the one EGT probe that was funky.
And these are the EGT probes here?
Correct, yeah. And cylinder 6 was showing weird readings. So we'll put a new one in cylinder 6, and then, like, here's your gaskets.
Oh, okay.
It has Athena head gaskets in it, so basically you've got your outer ring, just like what Cletus had when he ran his 7-second run. You got the actual head gasket, and then there's stainless steel rings that seal the combustion gases.
Okay.
That's why I didn't think that it was a head gasket issue with pushing coolant, but obviously when we had the one sink loss backfire, it compromised the gasket probably.
Yeah, that sink loss backfire was pretty bad. Blew the intake everywhere. Okay guys, one more thing we're debating is on getting rid of the heater box there. We're thinking about just cutting it out. Matt, what do you think?
Easier than pulling the dash off.
Easier than pulling the dash out, doing it in little sections, you think?
Yeah. Cut a few inches out at a time.
Cut a few inches at a time. Put a nice little plate over it to cover it.
Yeah, make a plate.
I think I like that because I don't really drive the car in the wintertime anymore. I mean, I never have anyways.
It would clean up how it looks. You get rid of those heater hoses, frees up room for the coils we just put on. It'll help plug access in the back.
It'd be easier to work on for the what cylinder is that we're this bitch
The back is 8.
Number 8.
Yeah.
So.
But there's no going back. Once we start cutting that out, there's no more heater box. So.
That's fine, man. I think the only time we use heat is in TX2K, Sarah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't need heat. I mean, it's just more of a easy for changing plugs and things like that, and having room and actually lighten the car up a little bit. I mean, it does weigh over 4,000 pounds, right? Yeah, it's something, besides full weight, like at least lightening something up. But yeah, I think that'd be good. Just saws all the crap out of it. Why not? It's a race car.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, be fun times. And we're gonna go over a few things of from the difference of the LSX block to a just a standard factory 6.0 block or 5.3 block. It goes with the clamping power of the heads and how many bolts go in.
You always hear people talk about 6-bolt heads or 4-bolt heads or whatever, and it's just referring to the amount of head bolts that hold each cylinder. On a factory block, you have head bolt here and here, here and here, here and here, here and here, there and there. So realistically, there's 4 head bolts per cylinder. Whereas on the LSX block, they add in the row across the bottom and across the top. So each cylinder has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's when people refer to 6-bolt heads versus 4-bolt heads. It's just the number of head bolts that hold the head. So it's just more clamping power because you've got more fasteners able to hold it down.
And I was kind of curious of how that happened, you know, how all that went down.
And that's also why on this I didn't think that it had lifted a head, because we weren't ever pushing it hard enough that I felt that a 6-bolt head would have lifted. But when we had that sink loss in the backfire, that was probably when it compromised the gasket. So.
And just let the gasket go, and it got weaker after the dyno pulls, and then test hits I
really,
did.
once you do something like that, it's never the same. I mean, it'll work, but it's never going to be right. So
Sure.
best deal is just to put new gaskets in it, resurface the heads, and make sure they're all good to go, and then get it all back together.
Get her back together and ready to rock. Oh, you guys even have to take the turbos and everything off.
And everything's off.
Do you think we need
Big pile of sketchy parts.
Oh, pile of sketchy parts over there. Do you think the turbos? Do you think we need to send those off?
I mean, it's up to you. There wasn't any oil in any of the piping, so that doesn't make me think that there was any oil getting out of the turbo.
So you think it's maybe like after that decel when it's smoking?
Maybe valve seals. It could be a little bit of this, and it's just a minute amount enough that it's not getting the pipe wet, but there's definitely no oil standing in any of the pipes. So.
Okay. Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a big pile of parts there. Looks so sad. I mean,
here's your rings for the head gasket.
oh, yeah.
So one side's smooth, that goes against the block, and the other side's got grooves in it. So when you clamp that head gasket down, these grooves cut into the head and seal the head off better. That's why anytime you replace these head gaskets, you gotta resurface the heads, because it puts a little groove in the head, so you gotta resurface that groove out so that when you put it back together, it can cut a new groove.
And that's way more, so you can add more
Clamping
boost
power,
and clamping power.
Yeah.
And,
Or like Cletus, so he drained his coolant out and was able to still run because these were sealing the combustion chamber. A lot of times when you blow a head gasket, you lose your combustion gas too. With these steel sealing the cylinder, he was still making horsepower.
oh,
So,
I see.
he was able to do what he needed to do. So it's a pretty cool design.
Do what you need to do and break that 6-speed record.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you
That's
gonna go?
kinda cool.
Are you gonna go after that record in your vet?
Absolutely not.
What? But you're the Chad. You can do anything.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy record.
It is very crazy.
On a 5.3 block. Okay, guys. So stay tuned. Once we get the new head gaskets in and
The heads back from Wishman and those put on. We're also going to upgrade the trigger wheel. We're going to put a crank trigger on the front instead of using the stock trigger that's in the block.
oh, nice.
Yeah, we don't want any more sink loss issues.
Yeah, that would be bad to have that. So good deal. Get some stuff figuring out still on the car. This is all new build still for me. You know, like I said, new motor, new twin turbo setup, new auto. So it just takes time figuring stuff out, and it's part of racing. All right, guys. So stay tuned. We're gonna get the head gaskets in from Texas Speed today. I'm gonna go over the whole video when we're putting the assembly, the block, and everything like that, and putting it back in Sketchy. And hopefully get a video of me driving it soon. Probably won't happen for probably a week or so, but that's okay. I'm not in any hurry. I just want the car back slowly, and I know Chad and Maddie are going to do their best to get it back in the road again and keep her happy. So keep her going. So yeah, stay tuned, and remember, guys, keep it sketchy.